This morning on Today's Health, we are answering the medical questions you may be too embarrassed to ask your doctor. So good thing we have Dr. Keri Peterson here. She's an internist, a contributor to Women's Health magazine, and most importantly for our purposes today, she has seen it all.
I certainly have.
And when you go to your doctor, we should just remind everybody, you should ask these questions.
You absolutely should.
Your doctor doesn't care.
We've seen everything. Please be open.
Okay, let's get to our first question. It says, I have eczema on my arms, and it's extremely noticeable when I wear short sleeves. What can I do to make it go away? A lot of people have eczema.
Yeah, it is very common, and if you are the sufferer, it can be quite embarrassing. So let me just talk about what eczema is. It is a chronic skin inflammation that causes these red, scaly, flaky patches. It most commonly does occur on the arms, like this viewer mentions, but it can occur anywhere on your body, and it tends to flare, so it'll come and go. Now, we are not really clear what causes it. We know it does have a genetic basis, and we know that it's from a faulty immune system, but there's no cure for it. So we do try to avoid things that can trigger it. So
can you treat it just to soothe it or something?
Well, first you want to try to prevent it. So to prevent it, avoid things that trigger it, like rough fabrics or heat or irritants like detergents. But if you're someone who wants to treat it and get rid of it, first try an over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream. Try that for about a week, and for many people that's enough. But if that's not enough and you're still itching, go see your doctor. They'll probably recommend an antihistamine for the itching, and they can prescribe a prescription cortisone cream or an anti-eczema cream.
Okay, great. Our next question comes from a viewer. Says, I know it's hot outside, but what would cause me to excessively sweat when indoors?
When indoors, yeah. When you sweat, you do cool down, but if you're sweating inside with air conditioning, clearly that is not normal. And what's probably going on is something called hyperhidrosis. This affects 3% of the population in this country, so it's very, very common, and it's very, very embarrassing. It's caused by an overactive sympathetic nervous system. That's a mouthful. But basically, if you think of the sweat gland like a little turkey baster, the muscles squeeze the bulb and the sweat comes out. What happens in this condition is the muscles are overstimulated, so they squeeze when they shouldn't be. So the way that you treat it initially is just try some conservative measures. Very breathable fabrics like cotton. You want to avoid synthetic materials. Try getting a clinical strength antiperspirant, which is over the counter, that has aluminum hydroxide. Now, if those don't work, then see your doctor, because there are many options available, such as medication and prescription antiperspirants.
Okay, next question a lot of people are going to want to know about. Is it dangerous to get a bikini wax?
Oh, that is a good one. Dangerous, no, but there are potential complications that can happen. One is when the wax pulls the skin, you can get little tears on the skin, and that compromises the integrity of it. So bacteria can get in there and inflame and infect the hair follicles. Another thing it can cause is ingrown hairs. If it doesn't pull the hair out by the root and you get a little stubble left, it can invert and bury into the skin and cause an ingrown hair. And it can also cause burns. That wax is very hot. So we do have some recommendations for our viewers from Women's Health for when you're choosing a facility. You want to make sure it's clean. You want to make sure the esthetician is licensed and is trained in Brazilians. Don't let them double dip.
Double dip, what does that mean?
That is when the spatula that they use, it should be discarded after every single swipe. Do not put it back into the wax.
Watch them like a hawk.
Yes, please do.
All right, Dr. Keri Peterson, thank you so much. I think we had two more, but you're going to have to come back for some more embarrassment.
Oh, certainly.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.